The Negro Justice League.
Hi, welcome to the Negro Justice League, a Black Nerd Podcast, episode 80. I'm your host, Cherry.
It's your boy, Jay.
And we have a special guest. We have Chi-Chi on the line. Chi-Chi, say what's up.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
You will know her from our Twitch streams if you're following, as you should be, as Med School. She streams from time to time, usually on a Monday, or she'll join one of us on another day. But she's definitely in the chat all the time. So that's her right there. All right, we're going to hop into the news. First and foremost, most important thing that we do once a year is you got something in your throat, Jay? We'd like to wish my husband, the love of my life, my favorite man on the face of this earth, Michael B. Jordan, happy 32nd birthday. So anybody, if you're listening, 32 is a good age to settle down, start a family. So if anybody knows where Mike is at, go ahead and tell him to call me.
Wow.
No, seriously, happy birthday, Michael. All right, what were we talking about? Oh,
Real news.
The Oscars, for the first time in 30 years, will be going without a host. You recall us discussing some of the Kevin Hart controversy they had as far as him having some controversial tweets, and so they kicked him off. They wanted him back. He wasn't coming back, blah, blah, blah. So ain't nobody hosting the Oscars in 2019. So we're going to see how that goes.
I just want to see this be turned into a black meme for Black History Month. The fact that the first time the Oscars ain't got a host is because of a black man, like Color People Time or something. So shout out to Kevin Hart.
Okay. So also we talked about Jordan Peele coming out with his new scary movie called Us, and it's starring Lupita Nyong'o, and she's on the poster. We got a new poster. This is the second poster we've seen for this, and she's on the cover, and she's doing a comedy tragedy theater mask thing. She's, gorgeous and terrifying at the same time. I will add a note about that. As soon as she did it, like the next day or a day or two later, how people remix posters all the time? Someone remixed the Us poster with Robert Downey Jr. dressed as Iron Man, taking his Iron Man mask off, basically saying this is the last time that Thanos is gonna mess with us or something like that. And as nice as the artwork was, and as much as I love Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr., that was not the time and the place. You got to let black people have their own things. Us is important to us. Jordan Peele and everything he does is important to us. And so to change focus and make it about Iron Man was just inappropriate to me, even though the artwork itself was nice. So if you want to see that, go on Robert Downey Jr.'s IG, and his Facebook is on there. It's not an issue. We're not about to cancel him. It was just tone deaf. And I personally don't like it, although a lot of other people did. All right, so
is Robert Downey Jr. like cancel culture proof after doing Tropic Thunder? Like after doing Tropic Thunder, and that's okay. Don't you get a kind of like a long pass? Like,
no,
what could he do?
No. I need more time than we have on this show to explain how I feel about Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. The fact that he's one of my favorites means that, I didn't cancel him. I don't have a problem with his performance in Tropic Thunder. Essentially, the reason being he was not playing a black character at any point. He was playing a white character playing a black character, and it was always a joke. And so I was okay with that. But no, he's not. He's not perpetually invited to the cookout. He doesn't have a pass, nothing like that. It's just I don't think that this poster is that big a deal. It's a minor annoyance.
Facts.
Okay. All right. So in white people that lost their mind news, Liam Neeson decided that it would be a good idea to do an interview and say something along the lines of one of his white female friends says she was assaulted by by a black male, not African American, but black male. And so he was so upset by this news that for a week he trolled the streets with some type of club or something, waiting to get attacked by a black man so he could use that as an excuse to kill him. And so obviously, he doesn't feel that way anymore. He's no longer upset after that week.
After power walking, of course. That just completely eradicates racism.
Yeah.
And that.
I mean, it's so obviously insanely wrong that it's hard to even address this. Like, you lost your mind. he doesn't see, and the fact that he apologized don't mean nothing to me because he apologized like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but he didn't really address the roots of why this is
Mm-hmm.
wrong, and then the systematic issue. Like, it's not just him. This is a white men have murdered black men because they were mad about something else for all of
Mm-hmm.
American history, and I'm sure plenty of history before that. Right? That's why Trayvon Martin's dead. He wasn't doing nothing. That's why Emmett Till's dead. That's why so many black men hung from trees that we will never know because some white woman said some black man somewhere did something to them. Whether or not that's true, it's a case by case basis. Usually it ain't. So
Rosewood.
Rosewood, right? She down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So
Where did the southern accent start coming from? The more you talked
got
about,
mad.
Right.
Had to reach down into the roots.
that's horrible.
No.
We're talking about something serious. We're talking about something serious.
No, so yeah, no. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. But seriously, like, you
Right.
can't sit here and go, "I'm a white man." Some woman in my life said she was raped by a black man, so I roamed the streets for a week, tried to kill him. But I don't feel that way no more, y'all.
And
Yeah.
I think that's my
Mm-hmm.
biggest issue with it is the fact that there's an argument trying to be made that, well, we should be able to, isn't that what we want? We want racists to change their minds. We want racists to be able to grow out of the hate, which is true. But the discussion he was having wasn't about him not being racist anymore, even though that was his follow-up stuff once he realized it was wrong. It's the fact that he was perfectly in his mind, the idea of killing a black man was not an issue. It
Honestly, I
wasn't it
don't.
wasn't a legal matter. It wasn't it was, and the reason he's saying sorry, like, I don't believe those feelings just disappeared. I just think the times changed and he changed with the times, which is kind of good.
I don't think the feels disappeared. I think he just got over it. Like, you can't stay super. I'm gonna murder somebody angry for 20 years. It's just time passed, and he's like, all right, I ain't murdering nobody no more. I don't even think that he necessarily changed as a person because I think if somebody else in his life said it again, he'd be out in these streets again looking for another Trayvon.
Yeah, I don't think the racism. I think, yeah, that
It's
definitely
a
fits. I'm just
situational
talking
thing.
about, yeah, the thing in him that would even have him go to that, because I would never just assume to do something like that. Like the privilege of having that type of thought
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and riding
It,
with it for a week.
Right. And it doesn't make sense. It's not like if my son got bit by a dog, and I know for a fact it's a dog, I do not then go outside of my house and say I'm just gonna kill a random dog. I don't even that the connection to me doesn't make sense. Now, if you say I'm gonna kill the person that did it, like I know exactly who it was. It was her coworker, and I'm gonna murder her coworker. Cool, that makes sense to me. But you just gonna a random black dude? That's all they got in common is their race, and you gonna go kill
Hmm.
just somebody because you're what? Even in the score against the race is a us
Yeah.
versus them thing. It don't make no sense. And then not to mention the fact that there's a long history of it not being black guys that actually did it. Most
Hmm.
people who are assaulted, most in general, are assaulted by somebody close to them,
yep, that
right?
they know.
Somebody that they know, somebody that is around them, somebody a lot of times in a family. So she's saying as a black man,
And the
and not
time
that
frame
we
that she's
don't not
saying
that
is
we
this
don't
was in the
believe victims,
60s.
not that we don't believe
Mm-hmm.
victims, but yeah, it's a white woman saying she was raped in the '60s by a black man. I need a little more evidence. I'm sorry.
And then they try to be like, no one's ever been that angry to have a passion of crime type moment or thought. And it's like, yeah, but he was also wanting to make sure that he made sure that they were upset at him just enough to be able to say, I was defending myself. Like there was premeditation in what he was thinking of doing for a week.
And
That's scary.
right. And everybody's been, I'm gonna knock somebody's block off mad. That is a
Right.
human response. But it is, in my experience, it's directed at the person that wronged me. It's not directed at random people. But whatever. All right. So Liam Neeson, I don't I don't see his movies anyway. So like it don't affect me. I don't look at him any different because I naturally assume that men of his demographic are a little racist regardless. So
Right.
it is what it is. Honestly, like
Do you think he
I
should have took it to the grave with him?
I would have.
There was no reason for him to bring that up in the first place with that
he,
interview. I
he
watched
didn't
it. It
realize he
was,
didn't realize how bad it was. Because to him,
yeah.
that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
That type of racism is
Yeah,
normal.
exactly.
So,
He thought he was
He
going to
said
be
it so
defended.
casually, like,
yeah, I was out here trying to kill somebody, but hey, I'm over it
mm-hmm.
now. Like, everybody does this. I'm like, no, we don't. But again, every time a man like that slips up and does something a little racist, I just is what they do.
Slips up with a little racist.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd be
My
surprised
bad.
if he wasn't racist, to be honest with you. All right, so Jay, you got a little blog situation going on. You want to talk to us about that? Tell us where to
So
find
that's
it,
how we're
what it
gonna
is.
segue
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that. I've given him all the time that he's gonna get
from
from
Liam
me.
Rayson Miller to blog.
I'm over it. Next.
Yeah. So for those who are on our website, negrojusticeleague.com, for the next week or so, we're going to be doing some write-ups on the Young Justice series that just came out a few weeks ago on DC streaming service, DC Universe. If you know, we're huge fans of Young Justice. We've talked about it. We've reviewed season 1, episode 13, I believe. So go back into the
Oh, wow.
Rolodex. Yeah.
It's deep up in there.
There should be a post by the time this is out there. There should be at least 2 posts on there. But check it out. We talk about the history, the cancellation, and the new season. And I think you guys will enjoy it. Sharon?
All right. We're gonna get into the discussione. That's Spanish, don't you, girl? So we'll
You
talk
could
about
use French.
anyway. Le discussion. we I'm tripping today. All right, so we're gonna Punisher season 2, and you. I hate you is such an awkward title. People be like, "What you watching?" I'm watching you, and then we gotta run it back
Exactly.
like on Netflix, guys, on Netflix. So, the Punisher season 2 we're gonna talk about pretty briefly because I just ain't got a whole lot to say. And we're gonna talk about you and your mama too at the 25. So when we hit the 25,
Your cousin and your partner too. Sorry.
yeah. All right. So speaking of which, that made me think about the Super Bowl. Anyway, we ain't even gonna talk. The Super Bowl ain't even worth my time.
I haven't watched it anyway because we don't support the white man trying to oppress us in any shape, fashion, or form, i.e., Adam Levine trying to show his biddies. But continue.
It was bad.
It was very bad.
Well, we ran a
Only watched it
stream.
for the
We ran a
commercials.
stream during the Super Bowl, apparently. So if you didn't want to watch that, we were live on Twitch.
And people were actually in it.
People
Like,
were watching.
people were streaming left and right on Twitch. Like they were like, forget the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we
I'd
started our
rather
stream.
watch somebody play video games.
We started our stream during halftime. During the halftime show.
Halftime.
So yeah. All
Horrible.
right. Punisher season 2. John Bernthal is back as a Punisher for a second time. I know when we watched Daredevil season 2, we loved. I know I loved it. He loved it. He was already one of my special little actors that I follow. But I thought he was really great. Then we got the Punisher season 1, and I don't think our review. I don't know. I should look at what episode that was. I don't know what episode that was. If you really want to know what episode it was, go on our website and we have a searchable database, and you can just type in Punisher and it'll tell you what episode we talked about it. But I don't need him to have a whole show to himself, and I maintain that opinion throughout this season too, as well. He's a great character. He is cast super well. Like I can't think of anybody else that I would rather see be the Punisher. But and it's not the actor's fault. It's just I don't need a whole show of this character. Jay, did you want this?
I wanted this, but I didn't want this. You know what I mean? I was, after seeing him show up in Daredevil season 2, it was like, yes, I'm totally down for a Punisher series.
Right. I signed a petition to get one.
Right. After Punisher season 1, I was like, all right, they got the origin story out the way. Clearly, John Bernthal knows how to do the Punisher. I'm ready. And then this came out, and I didn't need this.
I think this season strayed further from the light. It took
Yeah.
the things. It took the things from season 1 that I didn't particularly care about, and just really went down that road. As
Why
far
do they
as
do that?
the military
Why does
background,
Marvel keep
the military background in general is such a niche. The way that they cover it, you have to have some type of experience with that lifestyle to really identify with it, which is cool if you do. But if you don't, you sit here like twiddling your thumbs, and then the what's his name? What's his friend name?
You're talking about his
Jigsaw.
his black.
Jigsaw's
Oh, you're talking about Jigsaw. Yeah. Billy.
Billy Russo. Oh my God.
Played by Ben Barnes.
If I never see that man again in my life, I'll be happy. I'm Billy Russo'd out. Like, for season 1 was all about Billy Russo, and then you really about to continue that through season 2, like all the way to the end. If I was doing this show, I'd have killed Billy around episode 8.
So here's my issue, right? When we saw him in season 2 of Daredevil, our initial reaction to him, he was already the Punisher. Like he was clearly
Punishing.
scoping out places. Yeah, he was doing all of that. So how are we supposed to be believing almost a year later, like he's not that person all of a sudden? And what you were saying, correct, about Billy and him being Jigsaw. I did not need a whole season of him wondering why he's the bad guy again.
But I think Mahershala did this. And I say that because Mahershala played his character so well that he messed up Marvel's. They usually have one villain for half a season, kill him, and then show you who the real villain is. They did that for several seasons. And then when Cottonmouth was so good, everybody was mad that they killed him and the rest of the season fell flat. They're like, all right, we can't kill our best villain halfway through the season anymore because then we'll lose people. So they don't kill Billy. Not only do they not kill him in the first season, they drag him through the whole second season, which is not appropriate. I think they should have killed Billy around episode 8 and then used the rest of the show to focus on Pilgrim. Because they start to build Pilgrim up, even from the very, 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 very first episode. They build him up as somebody who is absolutely terrifying, and it never really builds until your very, very, very last episode. And that's way too long. It's way too long. They should have, killed Billy by 8 so that we can focus on him and have at least 5 or so episodes where we can see that this man is truly terrifying. Because really, it's just a man in black, I'm following you and stalking you for 12 episodes up until the end thing. And it didn't play out the way they thought it would.
Do you think this is because of the cancellation? Like, that they changed something up? Was maybe the Pilgrim supposed to be initially more a part of it, but they were trying to wrap it up? Because I just don't see how you could have this be season 2 and think people would be excited.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because Jigsaw, who is one of the only few main known Punisher villains played by Billy, he's not even Jigsaw.
I'm so mad about his face. I'm so mad. At the end of season 1, they beat his face to a pulp. Then they start season 2 with him in a mask. And so you're like, oh, his face got to be crazy. At some point, he takes a mask off, and the doctor sees it, and she's like, oh my God. So you're thinking, oh, his face is going to be nuts. Then they show you his face, and he got a couple cuts. He got a couple little cuts on his cheek.
He got cool dude scars.
Your name is
he has
Jigsaw.
the type of scars that...
His scars still look like they about to heal. They look like if he put some Neosporin on them things, he won't even have a line.
Just continuously use a little bit of coconut oil.
He don't even have stitches. And your name is Jigsaw? Y'all wasting
and then
my
they
time.
try to say it's because he's broken inside.
I don't want to hear that.
He's a puzzle inside.
He should be a puzzle inside and out. Make the inside match outside. They actually say that at some point in the show.
Can this be a safe space for a minute, Jerry?
Go ahead.
Can I just say this? I'm tired of Marvel talking about mental health issues.
That's real. And mental health is important, but they're beating us over the head with it.
Yeah, and they're doing it in a way where it's becoming a distraction because they're not even doing it right. But yeah, I'm tired of mental health being the tagline. The 2019, I don't know what it's going to be, but I don't need it to be mental health.
All right, so segue. This show, I don't know if y'all know this, but I've grew up a huge Batman fan, and this show to me was like they were trying to redo Batman to the point where I was like almost mildly offended. They tried to turn the Punisher into Batman, and they tried to turn Billy Russo into the Joker. They did this whole there's this huge, they beat you over the head with the villain and the hero are the same person theme. And they're best friends almost to the point where they're in love with each other. They can't kill each other because they're so in love with each other. And I'm like, that's Batman, right? Like, that's Batman and the Joker. But they take it even further by...
So it's basically you and Chi-Chi.
Okay. So they take it a step further with the Batman and Joker thing. With the Joker, aka Billy Russo, he's super charismatic, and he's so charismatic to the point where when he's locked up in a mental institution, he basically turns out his doctor. His doctor, who is gorgeous, she's gorgeous and she's brilliant for whatever reason, throws away everything, her entire career, her doctorate, everything she knows, because her patient is so charismatic that she falls in love and turns into a villain. Who is that, might I ask you? Dr. Harleen Quinn. Same story. Y'all ain't trying. Y'all ain't trying. I don't even know what the doctor's name on the
Till
Punisher.
this day,
She's Harley. Is she not Harley Quinn? Is she not brilliant?
she is
rich,
absolutely Harley Quinn.
beautiful, and then throws everything away because she has some patient who's completely out of his mind.
And they try to give her a backstory that would explain it. That makes no sense.
No
There's
sense.
no way you would be the psychiatrist who was supposed to be taking care of this fugitive person and lose your mind like that because he reminds you of your daddy. Like, that's, again, this is Marvel doing mental health stuff, and it is trash.
And as a single woman who has worked her butt off to become a scientist, to have her own place and her own things and a nice life, I can guarantee you it ain't just one patient gonna walk up in the office and make me throw all that away. It ain't
So
happening.
MBJ,
It ain't
MBJ,
happening. Oh wait.
if Michael B. Jordan came to you with a mask on and he took it off, yeah, and all of a sudden you ain't trying to
Okay, so
you
here's
ain't trying to make him put in.
I mean, I'm making some pudding. All right, let's move on.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just, where were we? Batman parallel.
Mm-hmm.
This is a family show. Yeah. So the fact that they just tried to recreate Batman for me, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think
That was
if you're gonna do a show about the Punisher, you need to let him be the Punisher. We gave you a whole season, which people do with Netflix because we binge watch, so it happens. But you had a whole season. We know his story. We know who the Punisher is. We don't. I don't know, why they gave him a sidekick. They basically gave him a
I
Robin.
hated
This
that.
really is
I
Batman.
hate stories that throw a helpless white girl in there that's supposed to pull on my heartstrings. Because I guarantee you, I don't care. I wanted her to hurry up and get lost, get shot, get something. Because she's working my nerve. All the whining. I don't listen. I'm not appreciative. I know you're trying to save my life, but I don't care. I was sick of her ass. So, I don't care. I really don't appreciate them throwing the heartstring white girl in there for me because it didn't do nothing for me. It's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah, the biggest positive of this whole series for me was the fact that the black friend still survived.
And he was useful this time. He was useful. He had his one leg. He was out there in these streets and he was shooting people and sniping and doing everything he could do with that leg. So I really appreciated that.
And poor little Tink Tink. Yeah.
Yeah, he was out here doing his thing. The only part I really liked was when the Punisher ended up having to kill all them women, which is a Batman thing. That's a Batman thing. You make it the way that you defeat him is to make him
I
break
wish y'all
his
could
code.
see Cherry just when she talks about how this is a Batman thing.
That's what the Joker does. Like this, it's so cheap. If you've never seen Batman, don't know Batman stories, stuff like that, then yeah, you'd be like, oh, this is genius. But the fact that it's all copied from the same comic, DC comic, I'm annoyed. But anyway, when he broke his code or thought he broke his code and he had his own personal breakdown, I thought that was good. I didn't enjoy watching it. It was actually difficult to watch, and I appreciated the acting from John, and it was a good moment in the show. Also, I think the black dude should have died when he drove an ambulance off a bridge face first, but that's on me. Because one, he was working my last nerves. I was sick of him popping up and causing problems. Like everybody trying to do their thing, you need to give it the program. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a rating, A through F. J.
I'm gonna give it a C minus, man. I'm gonna be real with you. If I didn't know it was gonna be canceled already, if I didn't know it was gonna be canceled already, I wouldn't even care because I feel the most disrespectful thing was the fact that the last 10 seconds of the literal season was him becoming the Punisher, which was exactly what they did the last season.
And I don't understand that because he's been the Punisher since Daredevil.
Yeah, so who exactly is he punishing? The audience?
He was the Punisher when we met him, like you said. Like there is no origin for him because he's been I'm gonna give it a C plus. It got better towards the end. Stuff started popping off. I think Pilgrim was a letdown. I was really looking forward to him being the ultimate like villain. And I got like this show. I'm sick of watching people getting bloodied. Like, they get beat to a pulp constantly. And it gets, like I said this last time, it gets to be excessive.
That's not my fetish at all.
I'm gonna keep my comment to myself. I was going. Y'all know where I was. Y'all know where I was going about a certain movie we had to watch on Netflix during the retreat. But that's an inside joke for NJLers. If I knew the name of that movie, I would tell y'all to watch it because it's horrible.
No, thank you. Don't provide that to the people.
There's a particularly gruesome clown film, horror film on Netflix that has some
Can we not?
extraordinarily
Can we
gruesome
not?
scenes. So that
Can
was
we
the
not?
joke. They don't want me to bring it up, so I'm done. All right, you.
Dun, dun, dun. Soldier
All right.
Boy Joe, tell him.
Drake. All right, let's do this.
No.
Joe?
You got a
Joe?
stalker.
You talking about Joe? Working at the bookstore, Joe?
Ain't got social media, Joe.
Oh, God. Okay. We got a lot to say about this. This actually started out as a book. I didn't realize that until I was halfway through the season. And it makes sense that this show about books is actually a book about books, which is kind of meta. This is an unexpected pleasure for me. Because y'all know sometimes I struggle with things that I don't identify with culturally. And nothing about this show speaks to me culturally. But I still enjoyed it. I think I described it to someone else as it kind of being a cross between 50 Shades of Grey and Dexter. Like, that's what I got. Like, if yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's got like a I'm in love with you, a lust, and I'm like on the edge of being out of my mind over you, but I might kill you though.
I saw this as like a Twilight thing. Like, this only exists in a world where Twilight was popular. Or
well, you know that 50 Shades of Grey is based off of Twilight.
No, I did not know that.
That I did not know.
Oh wait, or the other way around. No, it's 50 Shades of Grey is based off Twilight.
Wow, that's.
But I said Dexter because he has those
awkward.
monologues. You have the internal monologue that's
Yeah.
constantly going, where he's stalking somebody and he'll kill them, and you know the whole serial killer thing. That's where I added the Dexter in.
Yeah. I didn't know that this was supposed to be. This was a Lifetime movie that they declined.
Are you serious?
I'm
They were
glad
like-
we would have missed it on Lifetime.
Like,
Even if
that's what
Lifetime
I'm
would have
thinking.
done this
Lifetime
justice.
was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
this was a whole season planned out for Lifetime, and they were like, this doesn't seem like it would fit for us. I think it's because they don't like their white men ending up being killers and murderers.
And I think that's why I
But-
like it.
Yeah.
We have this thing where I like it's not that I don't like things with white people or based about white people. It's that I only like them when they're authentic. And to me, authentic is
Murderers and killers, and for the 5 Caucasian fans that we have, we really appreciate you sticking
y'all.
through us throughout. Love y'all, because
all 5 of y'all. Where's Susan? Where's she at? Not you,
Yeah.
Susan. Remember that? We had a whole episode where we were telling Susan we want to talk about her. Oh no,
We were talking
Susan.
about you,
Susan
Susan.
is our makeup white listener. That's not an actual person. We're not. So no, but seriously, like I can't do like Full House and Friends, and I don't see that. But I can do Ozark and You. When people are acting like real people, I can dig it.
facts. It's awkward. You guys made me watch this. I mean, you guys made me interested in it at least, but I could
Made you watch
definitely. The first episode, I was like, I totally see why Cherry enjoys this, because again, I feel like this is a conversation that is so white. Like, I don't know how this type of stalking works if you're from the hood.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work if you're black at all. You've been in jail. You've been under the jail by now. Well, no, unless you're stalking black women, because you can murder black women and get away with that. You can do that. But if he was a black man and Beck was still Beck, oh nah, we would have made
All I
it 10
see-
minutes into this episode.
If Joe was black, trying to hide behind trees, looking at white women,
Arrested. Sir, could you step over here, please?
If Joe was a black man minding his business, he still would have been arrested.
In New York,
So-
they got stop and frisk.
Stop and kiss?
Frisk.
Mm.
Okay.
police
girl.
would ask to see him when they found out he's the manager of a bookstore and like.
Well, bookstore.
Really?
So you telling me you could read all this?
What what you doing with all these books?
What you doing with all these books?
Then they go in the basement and find that
drugs?
sex dungeon. Oh no. No. So speaking of which, Joe hiding behind trees. Joe is the worst stalker I've ever seen. Like, we talk about Dexter. Dexter is an absolute professional at his job. Like, he is really good. This dude Joe is terrible, and I don't think it's deliberate. The fact that he walks like 15 feet behind her everywhere she goes with like a jacket and the collar pulled up, and like
And
she never
hat.
it's embarrassing. But I enjoyed watching it because it was so pathetic.
Do you think that was done on purpose for
It had
Joe
to
to
be.
be that bad as a stalker?
I don't
Of
know.
course,
Because it was never a
I think it is. He's an amateur. Like
Is he? Because he's been doing this.
You know, he's. We don't know how far his stalker resume has gone. We just know about the girl before Beck, and so he's
We
an
don't really know
amateur.
that.
So that's why. I mean, we don't, but we gotta assume that that's where it started. So
Yeah. I don't know, because I was actually thinking, well, we obviously know he's a stalker. This is what he does. But at the end of the season, there was nothing really said that the first girl he stalked. We just know he stalked Beth.
So I want to stop here for a second and say that we are going to spoil this because I really do want to talk about the end. Because the way this builds up, and if you haven't seen this, please don't listen to the rest of this because the ending really is a bit of a surprise and it's cool. But we spend the whole episode thinking that he murdered his first girlfriend, and then she pulls up at the end. So like, because we were clearly like, oh, he said she moved to another country and left him. Oh, he lied, she's dead. We just, and the fact that he hallucinates about her, oh, she's extra dead, right? We're thinking this is basically a ghost, but she's not dead. So that really throws it away, like everything we assumed about his murdering, stalking case. But yeah, like
But there was a part where he showed Beck, where Beck was like, "Hey, I need to know about whatever, I guess Candace or whatever her name was," and he shows her the different Instagram account. So obviously, I mean, how recent was that? I don't think he killed her. He probably left her for dead, but he didn't kill her. At some point, I was even thinking, like, is Beck even really dead? Because there was a point where he said, "I would never kill the person that I love." Either he didn't love Beck, and that's why she's 6 feet under Uncle Jesse's house, or she's still in the basement somewhere.
So yeah, let's talk about the end. Since we went there, Beck he eventually murders Beck and then publishes a book under her name saying that her psychiatrist, whoever murdered her, frames that guy from Full House, and John Stamos. And to me, like, it was the perfect ending. It was the obvious ending, and I didn't see it coming. And I love an obvious ending that you like, dang, I should have been thought of this, and you didn't. So the fact that she's trying to struggle to write the whole time, can't get her writing off the ground because she really ain't that good. She don't have nothing to say. What she does have to say is a lie. She finally publishes the book. She's finally a huge hit, and it's after he murdered her, and he uses her book to get himself off of.
Yeah, we got it.
So yeah, I love the ending. The ending was when it was over. That's what made me go, "This is great." So
the ending is what made me realize this was supposed to be seasonal. Because I just really expected this to be like the end, and if this is the end, and this was just a long movie that just ended up being miniseries, I absolutely expected Joe to get caught or die or whatever. Because that's the viewpoint that it kind of made it went on. So when it didn't happen, it was like, what?
I like that, but I think they ended it in such a way that it looks like there's probably gonna be a season 2, and I don't want that. As much as I like this, I don't want them to mess it up by trying to continue a story that kind of feels like it's done.
That's true. Because if Beck isn't dead, I don't care. I don't care what happened to Candace.
I think Beck's dead, but
she has to be dead because that's the only way. Uncle Jesse was framed. She put her there.
And all that. But I think they're trying to go. I think they're gonna try to go talk back to Candace and or add another girl to the story, and I don't think that's necessary. Because he's gonna keep dating, or he might go back to Candace. We still don't know what happened to Candace, so we might actually go back to that story. But who was your favorite character on this show, Chi-Chi? There's a lot of people on here, so who did you like the most?
My favorite character was actually I forgot what his name was, but the assistant at the bookstore. He was
Ethan.
just so awesome. Like he was that quirky. He's that otaku black guy that seems weird, but
He's definitely a
there's
weak
something
girl.
about
He was
yes,
Jay.
yes,
He was Jay, is what you're
definitely,
saying.
yes, exactly. He was my favorite character. He was very witty.
Oh,
He
I
was
wish
just
my camera
so
was on right now, Cherry.
I know you mad. But she liked
like
him.
yeah.
She liked him. He was a wee girl.
Wow. But I he was my favorite character. I liked him. He kind of gave that when it was getting a little too deep, dark, and heavy. He kind of gave that a little light and airy feel to it. Apart from his cooking,
He was always
that
innocent.
he was always in the store.
Completely innocent. He was just doing his thing, working at the bookstore.
As a black man in the world,
he probably
yeah,
know as a
keep your
black
head
man,
down.
he knew what was going on.
We need to see
stayed
him.
out of it.
And black man paranoia and their sixth sense, all black men have. You know,
That's why he
knew
never
what was
went in
going
that
on.
basement.
But
He never
one,
went
did
down
his
there.
job. 2, love books, and 3, mind his own business.
I will absolutely watch a season of him realizing Joe's exactly killing white women, but because he has such a good job in New York, he just
Like I paid rent.
ain't none of my
He did it
business.
from his point of view.
Yeah.
Like that's
Stay in that
crazy.
basement again, you know. Back
ended up
down
with
there,
a
she ain't
girl-
came out in 3 days. Ain't none of my business.
Right? How can I help you?
Jay, who's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Peach. And the main reason she's my favorite character is because I just love how Joe's like not with her at all from the get go. And at first I just thought it was a friend thing. And then when you find out she's actually been the stalker to Beck this entire time, really, I just think that wasn't expected. I was expecting her to have a crush on her or something and not knowing how to deal with those feelings, but for her to actually be legit stalking and Joe and her having to have that little moment, that was interesting to me. Because honestly, I don't like none of these people in real life.
Well, no,
No.
I wouldn't be associated with any of this in real life.
No.
But no, on the show, Peach is definitely my favorite character, but for a whole nother reason. Peach is the realest brother on the show. She loved Beck the whole time, cool. But when she decided to shoot her shot, it was the best shot shooting I've seen ever.
Right.
Peach would have got me, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even like girls.
Peach would have got you.
I ain't like her.
You going to Paris?
Peach did everything. Right. Let me tell you something. I
You
love
said you wanna get
castles.
flued out?
Hold on. I love castles.
Yeah, you want to
Peach
get
took
food
it
out.
to a
Food out.
castle. I love food. She made the biggest waffle I've ever seen. I love clothes. She took us shopping. I love bubble baths. She ran her a bubble bath. I love dudes. She got her a whole dude. She's like, look, I know you don't even
dude.
like girls. That's cool. Here's a man. Let's do this. Okay, cool. Then she said in the morning, we flying out to Paris. I don't even care that you can't write books. You ain't even gotta work. You ain't gotta do nothing. We going to Paris. Let's go. I'd be like, all right, Peach. Here's what it is, man. I'm good. Shoot, Joe wouldn't see me no more. That'd have been the end of my story. That's like, I can't think of nothing else I need. I
Yeah.
don't need nothing else. I need big waffles, bubble baths, men in Paris. I'm good. And a castle.
So like I can't believe that Beck didn't know that Peach wanted the cheeks.
Beck is stupid.
I
Like
can't-
if you watch this whole show,
I
Beck
can't.
ain't all that bright.
No,
I feel
she's
like-
not. She's
I feel
not
like I
at
can
all.
talk a little bit about this because I think I'm the one who's around the white women who would be very similar to Beck compared to the rest of you two. I don't know, Cherry. You work with a whole bunch of.
I don't know what you're talking
Anyway, but I clearly saw Beck as a real person because I know those
about. Yeah.
type. of men
I know she
where-
exists. And I know she ain't
yeah.
that bright.
Yeah. Yeah, if it isn't about something that's social media worthy or standing out, even if they're miserable or whatever, it don't. The ability of them to be completely narcissistic and still, yeah, oblivious, narcissistic, stupid, and yet also think that makes them caring and empathetic, it's really mind-boggling.
And she had 2 stalkers and ain't have a clue.
At all.
2 stalkers up in her face and ain't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
And her friends are whack. Cause I've had homegirls that like me more than I like them. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I was like, "Yep, so and so got a crush on me." And my friend was like, "Hey, so and so got a crush on you." That's what friends do. But nobody did this for her. Well, Joe tried to do it, and that's her problem. Even when somebody tried to tell her what's going on,
She was like,
is
no,
so
no.
And that's
Yep.
every fight she had with Joe was because Joe was trying to tell her about herself, and she was not trying to hear it.
until they came back, and then it was like, "Oh,
And it's like,
Joe,
oh, yeah, you're so right. Here, let me make it all better.
Oh
whoa."
my. Oh my.
Yeah, I'll call that pudding. Can you make me some pudding
Let me make
and
it
make it all
so.
better?
Yeah.
Woo. All right. I forgot what we was talking about. All right. Yeah. So Jay, I know you had some questions, comments, concerns about how you see Joe versus how women see Joe. Can you elaborate that on that a little bit? Like how do you think our view might be different than yours?
I just when you talk about stalking, the idea of stalking is so different for men than to women. So a lot of what Joe was doing to me seemed like what is usually considered nice guy stuff. He
Mm.
knew the books she liked. He was caring. He was attentive. He tried to hang with her friends. And all of those things seemed great to her, but we obviously knew he was a stalker. So we were like, red flags. Why is this doing no, like, why is he so perfect for you? And I was just, as a guy, when you get to see those moments, I always want to feel like, what do women see when they notice that? Like, because there has to be a way I'm viewing it. Because there was a moment where I was like, man, if Joe wasn't a murderer and a stalker, he seems like a really good boyfriend. But that's just as a
What he
man.
has
Yeah.
going on doesn't appeal to every woman. It appeals to women who don't necessarily have a strong footing within themselves, I would say. Because yes, you want a guy that cares about your interests, you want a guy who does what you want to do, who knows your friends, but you also want a guy who has his own life, right? I don't want you to want to be at my house all day, every day. When you gonna be at your house? I don't want you to like everything I like. I want to know what you like. We have some things together, but you gotta have your own likes too. Where are your friends? Why are we always with my friends? Where are the boys at? Like if you want a man to be all about you, then yes, Joe is amazing. But if you have any type of sense of self, you will go, wait a minute. We can't all be me all the time. Sometimes it's got to be you. And then Joe had no you. Joe had no life. Joe ain't even his name, and she don't know that. So for me, yeah, what he was doing was cool, but he wasn't the perfect guy for me. Perfect guy for me was Peach.
Wow.
Kiki, what you?
Wow. No, like he was only able to do so much because of all the things that he's acquired from her. I know when you start dating somebody, you do that preliminary research. You go on to Facebook, you go on to Instagram. You might check if they got a police record or not. Those small little things that you do before you start.
You might run a
Dating.
background check, do some
Run
fingerprints.
back, pay your little $25 and
Right.
get the information.
Hey, ladies,
But
you can always, you know that, hold on,
it's
marriage records are public records. So if you want to know if a dude is married,
yeah,
you can find out what
very
county you think he got
easy.
married in, and you can Google that right on up, find out if he's still married, if he's divorced, and what stage of divorce he's in. You need that information sometimes. Just cherry cares. Keep going.
Cherry
I
pound
can
cherry
stole that
cares. That's gonna be the new thing.
I stole that from
Babylon
Chesterfield.
cherry cares. Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, there should have been red flags. Like when he just pops up everywhere. Okay, saves you from getting ran over by a train. But then when he's in the same city as you are with your dad and your
That's
family,
some
and he
type of
says, "Oh,
Renaissance fair thing, and he here too.
festival." No, that should have been like, "Hey, all right, let's forget about this. Like, let me move on." So no, no,
But his
chill.
excuse was he's a writer, and it was a very niche book fair thing. So it was plausible because that is his field.
But on the same one, and you did not mention to
Oh, I
me
know.
and say, "Hey, I'm
I know.
going to this place. Hey, I know you're going somewhere, but I'm going here." Like, I'm all about communication, so you can't. Ain't no way we're supposed to be dating, and you're going like miles away,
I
and
don't know where you at, but
you don't tell.
she didn't tell him where she was going.
That's true, but
They
he
both.
didn't care. She already knew. He already knew. He did his,
Yeah.
Scooby Doo
Oh, I know he
investigation.
knew, but I'm saying like they wherever they were in their relationship, they weren't telling each other where they were going out of town.
That's true. So I guess that would make sense
You know,
if
Yeah,
you're oblivious.
if you're
it's just
oblivious
weird
of
to me.
it. I mean, he's stealing
That's
from
what
her friend's house, and she ain't say nothing.
Hmm.
that's how I think the show works, especially as the stalker, is Beck has to be oblivious to clear signs because, granted, she's clearly dealing with her own thing. But I just, after watching the season, I was just like, I don't see how that could happen for a black woman. Or
Exactly.
It didn't.
Exactly.
If you watch the
exactly.
the black girl was like,
about it.
"You gonna die?"
I want to know what he did to her because she was like, "He's going to do the same thing to you that he did to me," which was what? Like, I don't know.
That's all.
Oh, I don't know if she peeped game because maybe she did and just ain't say nothing, or maybe she was referring to he's going to be all about you and then drop you.
Yeah,
you know, without.
She did peep. She knew someone, right? And she said it. She said it. She said, "What's up with Candace? Where's Candace? Figure that one out." And Beck completely over her head. Black girl was like, "Something ain't right here." She didn't leave. She was weird though. She was one of them weird chicks.
She had her own thing going on, but I'm glad that she got out the way she did.
Yeah, because I didn't want her to have to die. Like we only got one black person on
and you saw he was like, "It's over." She was like, excuse me? Can you repeat that? We're over."
All right, okay. She got her bag and walked right on out.
Took her plate and left.
And then you see her no.
Like he was even confused. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
he was like, "You don't want to discuss this?"
No. Discuss what? Discuss what?
I did like how they played her when she first met Beck the first time and realized how Beck had feelings and she wasn't really being nice with that. Like, oh, okay, all right, you can go.
Yeah, she did play exactly. Beck, and Beck was pulling up where he was pulling up. She noticed that she wasn't supposed to be there. Why Beck? Why are you here? Do you live here?
Why are you here?
Is this around your neighborhood at all?
You don't even live on the side of town. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And every time Beck tried to talk to him, she's like, "Oh, we good." Grab him and walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna give our A through Fs. Chi, how you feel?
I really liked it. I give it a B plus. Yeah, a B plus. It was pretty good.
Jay?
Yeah, I was not expecting to like this at all, but it was definitely entertaining. So B plus.
I'm gonna give it an A minus. It was good. I don't have a whole lot. I have issues with the characters, but not issues with the show. Like Beck's a moron, but that's the way she's written. That's the way she should be. And that's why she's consistent. Yeah, that's who the character is. I don't have issues with the show. I don't even think I would change anything. How they lived in New York and didn't see not a damn black person other than the man that worked at the bookshop and the girl he was dating. I don't know, but that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I just it was good. It was good. It was worth watching. If they do a season 2, I'll watch it.
One thing I changed is put blinds on that girl's window. Like
she's back.
Blinds on the window.
The way I wouldn't expect her to have
that's how they really are, though.
Yeah, that's how they do.
Are you lying? Really in New York? For real? No blinds whatsoever.
Even here, though, like when I was going trick or treating with my son, I'm walking down the street and I could see everybody in their kitchen.
The blinds are open. Yeah, blinds are open.
But no blinds.
Maybe the blinds are open, but there's blinds. The blinds can close.
I don't know. I know they like people sitting up in their houses.
Wow.
But over here, as soon as night falls, I'm shutting it all down. But that's not how they do. If y'all can see me on Skype right now, my blinds are closed.
My mom used to close all the blinds and turn on the lights to make the house seem like there was people in there.
There was people in here. Exactly.
They will leave their lights on and the blinds open, and you will see the whole house.
Whole thing.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. So that's it. Wrap it up. That was good. We're going to go into the notes and wrap the show up. We have a review that was left on Facebook that I want to highlight because it made me feel special and tingly inside. The review says, quote, NJL, it has the learning experience of what's taught in the classroom. It's like watching an ingenious talk show of intelligent individuals. It's basically a black CNN. That's amazing. That's left by Christopher on Facebook. So Christopher, thank you for leaving that awesome review. We do read all of the ratings and reviews that are left there. So please hop on Facebook or wherever and make sure that you leave us a review. We will read it and we will highlight it probably. Subscribe to us on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Spotify. I can't sit here and name every app we're on because we are on them apps.
Joe's Crab Shack podcast.
If there's an app, I don't know what that was about. If there's an app that you want to hear us on and we're not on it, make sure you reach out to us and we'll see what we can do. Follow us on Twitter at Black Nerdcast, as well as Twitch at Black Nerdcast. We've been doing a lot on Twitch. We've been giving away a lot of stuff. People getting hoodies, t-shirts, left and right. So if you want some merchandise and you don't feel like paying, make sure you're following us on twitch.tv/Black Nerdcast. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Negro Justice League. That's where you'll also hear about a lot of giveaways. And we also have a Facebook group where you can post your own things and talk to people and do whatever it is you want to do. Look at NegroJusticeLeague.com. That's where you can buy the stuff if you don't show up for the giveaways. And rate and review us on iTunes. We also have a Discord chat. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's something like GroupMe, but with an advanced functionality. There's a lot that you can do on there. If you want to talk to me, you want to talk to Jay, you want to talk to any people that are regularly on the show, we are in that Discord chat every day. So if you want to reach us, want to meet us, got something you want to say, you just want somebody to talk to while you work because you got nothing to do, join the Discord chat. And if you want a link to that, reach us on any social media platforms. Hey, I need a link to Discord, and we will shoot that right to you. On the next episode, we'll be discussing the Lego Movie 2, Alita Battle Angel, and Russian Doll. So make sure you pull up for episode 81. It's going to be on and popping. We're going to be talking about those three things. And that is all I have for now. I am Cherry, and this was the Negro Justice League.